Calling all parents of curious kids. Kid News is the first and still only podcast to deliver fun, fresh, current events every weekday morning. What's going on today in Washington, D.C.? Science, sports, entertainment. Get your child in the know with a newscast that's always timely, 100% age-appropriate, and nonpartisan. Bonus, it'll help them push back against whatever misinformation is about to find its way to their phones, feeds, and friends. Join us daily for Kid News. 7 minutes, 6 stories, 5 days a week.
Hi, Trailblazers. I'm Gia.
I'm Rebecca Cunningham.
And this is Girl Tales,
a kids podcast packed with girl power and stories where every child's voice matters. Grownups, Girl Tales is brought to you by families like yours. If you would like to hear your child's name at the top of our next episode, or if you would like me to wish them a happy birthday, head to patreon.com/girltales and join a team today.
Oh, and hey, do you love Girl Tales and making your own stories at home? Well, the Girl Tales Starter Pack is made just for you. It includes a vintage book of fairy tales, a Tailblazer pencil, a Girl Tales notebook, bookmark, and sticker. Everything you need to dream up your own magical adventures. Grown-ups can grab one now at girltalespodcast.com/shop.
Now on to our episode. This is Eden's Curtain Call. Enjoy!
Lights, microphone, keys. I'm ready.
The year was 1927, the Harlem Renaissance, and the busy streets of Harlem buzzed with streetcars, fashionable people, and lots of music. You could hear music everywhere. In the morning, someone would be warming up their trumpet inside of a brownstone with the windows open, and at night, you could hear the melodious tunes of a jazz singer ringing out of the nightclub on the corner. Kids would sit and make up harmonies on their way to school and step to their own rhythms. And for little Eden Sinclair, this made her heart smile. Eden Sinclair was a 14-year-old chocolate-skinned girl with coily hair and big brown eyes who lived in Harlem, New York with her mother. She loved all things music and dance. She would twirl around her bedroom when she was a little girl and pretend that she was a ballerina. Every night before she drifted off to sleep, she sang herself a new jazzy and scatty lullaby, mimicking all of the singers that she loved to listen to. She filled her day as much as she could with music and dancing and all artsy things. Eden's big dream was to be on a stage singing and dancing among the greatest of the greats. She had no idea how she was going to get there, but she thought about that dream every day. She would walk past the famous Apollo Theater almost every day and peek in through the windows to try and see who was in there. Her mother loved to listen to her sing around the house, but always told her that her only focus right now should be on her schoolwork and not stardom. But Eden believed that one day her dreams would come true. She just didn't know how. One Sunday afternoon, Eden came home from church with her mother, changed into her play clothes, and went outside to hang with her best friend. They started talking about the cute boys that were sitting across the pew from them during service.
"That's a nice tune you got there,"
a lady said in a low, raspy voice. The friends didn't hear her and kept walking by.
"I said, that's a nice tune you got there,"
she rasped even louder.
She talking to us?
Her best friend stopped and said,
"Well, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the one that was singing."
Eden turned around and saw this gorgeous, fair-skinned woman with long, curly hair, freshly painted nails, and the rosiest red lipstick you ever did see. sitting in the window.
Oh, me? Well, thanks.
Eden responded.
Let me hear you try this.
The woman said and started scatting a short little tune.
Doo-ba-da-ba-ba-ba, dee-da-day, da-day, da-do, da-da.
Eden got a little shy, and her friend nudged her arm and said,
Go ahead and try it.
So Eden repeated the scat back to her.
Do da do do da do day. Ba na do da day. Ba la do da da day.
The woman was very impressed. She sang a different tune, more like a bluesy riff, and asked Eden to sing it back. Eden did just that, and even added her own flair to it.
I like it. I like what you can do, girl. You know how to harmonize?
Yes, ma'am.
Eden said confidently.
All right. Harmonize with me.
And the woman started singing an old gospel staple, and Eden happily joined in and added a top soprano harmony.
I don't feel no ways tired. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy,
and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
People nearby on the block gathered around to hear them both sing. Once they finished, Eden's friend and the neighbors applauded them for their melodious efforts.
I like you. What's your name?
Eden. Eden Sinclair.
Good name. I am Delilah Davenport. Madame Delilah Davenport. I just got in town not too long ago from Chicago. Got a new gig over at the Sugar. Come by sometime and sing backup for me. I could use that voice for a couple of my songs.
Oh, I couldn't. My mother would never let me stay out that late.
Eden said.
You ain't gotta tell her. But suit yourself. I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble. If you change your mind, come to the side door, knock 4 times, and my partner will let you in.
Delilah told her. Eden nodded her head and left Madame Delilah and finished walking with her friend.
Are you gonna go, Eden?
Her friend asked.
You know I can't. My mom would kill me.
But you could go and not tell her just like Madam said. Eden, you've always wanted to perform on a stage. This could be your chance. And y'all sound so good together.
You heard that harmony? The blend was so good. But no, I couldn't. I can't disobey Ma.
Eden told her. She shrugged her shoulders and let it go. The day was coming to an end, and Eden was up in her room, laying in bed staring at the ceiling. She could not stop thinking about what happened earlier. Once she drifted off to sleep, she had a dream. It was her standing center stage in a glorious gown with a diamond-studded headpiece wrapped around her coils and a microphone in her hand. She stared out amongst the crowd to see hundreds of people standing and cheering for her. She saw her mother sitting there in the front row with the biggest smile on her face. When she woke up from the dream, she made a huge decision to go see Madame Delilah after school.
Madame D has been waiting for you.
The man who opened the door said. Eden walked inside down a long hallway. On the walls were pictures of some of the greatest African-American performers. Cab Calloway, Louis Armstrong, Josephine Baker, Bessie Smith, Ma Rainey. There were pictures posted from the popular Black Broadway revue Shuffle Along that played at the 63rd Street Music Hall a couple years before. And Eden was obsessed with that show. Eden stood there for a second and just admired all of the portraits.
Come on, girl, get in here.
A voice down the hall echoed. Eden ran down the hall and was met with Madame Delilah laid out on her couch, chomping on bubble gum.
Sit down. I'm glad you decided to come by. Did you tell your mother?
No, she doesn't know I'm here.
Well, all right now. Ready to sing?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, don't yes, ma'am me. Only madam. Come over here to this piano.
And the two of them got singing. For the next couple of weeks, Eden would stop past the sugar every day to sing and learn new songs with Madame as she was preparing for a big cabaret that was going to happen at the Apollo Theater. They'd ad-lib and harmonize together on different songs to see what would fit and what didn't. Sometimes there was a small afternoon music set that Madame would perform for people who were just getting off work and wanted some entertainment and a relaxing time before heading home. Madame would get on stage and sing a couple of songs, and Eden would provide the background vocals from behind the curtain. Eden was having the time of her life and was just so happy to be in this newfound friendship. During their rehearsal time, Madame Delilah would tell Eden stories about her time as a singer back in Chicago. Some of them were great stories, and others not so great. Being a black singer during this time was hard, but Madame was a tough cookie. She talked about how one time she was with her best friend who was also her duet partner. They were about to walk into a club to perform, and they got stopped at the door. The guy at the door only let Madame in and turned her friend away.
Why didn't your friend get to go with you?
It's an unfortunate shame and a long story. But the owner of the club said that my friend was darker than a paper bag, and because of that, she couldn't enter.
Darker than a paper bag? What do you mean?
So you've seen a brown paper bag. Like a lunch bag, right?
Madame asked her. Eden nodded her head yes.
Unfortunately, some people think that if your skin is darker than that paper bag, then you are less than. And that's what happened here.
Oh, so the club owner was white?
Nope. He was black, just like us.
Wait a minute. I don't understand. Why would a black person turn another black person away just because of the color of their skin? Don't we have enough issues dealing with white people who turn us away?
You're right. And I don't have the answer as to why some people are evil in that way. But just know that when he told us she couldn't go in, I got in that guy's face, gave him a piece of my mind, and said, "We are leaving." And I marched myself and my friend right out of there, and we never went back.
I don't know what I would do if that happened to me.
And I hope that you never have to deal with that. Look at yourself in this mirror. Your skin glistens in the sun, and your smile is just so bright, and you have the voice of an angel. You belong in every room that you step foot in. And if you aren't welcomed, then the room is missing out, honey. Remember that.
Eden heard her words and really held on to them.
Let's finish singing. That's enough deep talk for today. You want some of this pudding I brought from my house?
Yes, please.
Eden said with a smile, and the two of them kept singing until the sun set, and it was time for Eden to get home before dinner. The cabaret was only a few days away, and Madame Delilah was working tirelessly to make a flawless show. She had a set list of 10 songs, all different styles, some jazz, some blues, some show tunes, and some gospel. Madame needed this cabaret to be hot. She was singing at the most popular venue, the Apollo, and she felt like she had to prove herself to other artists in the community. Eden was working really hard, too. Madame kept forgetting her lyrics in rehearsal, and Eden was trying her hardest to remember them all for her. Madame would get overheated easily in rehearsal and had to sit down a lot, so Eden would step in and sing with the pianist so that he could practice too. She enjoyed filling in for Madame in rehearsal. She felt like a star. The day before the cabaret arrived and Madame came down with the ugliest and crunchiest cough. Every time she would try to sing, it sounded awful. Madame canceled rehearsal for the day, which she never did, and sent Eden home. While she was walking home, she saw some young boys on the corner. As she walked by them, they started laughing at her and talking under their breath. Eden ignored them and kept walking.
Even if she was on stage with that lady, you wouldn't be able to see her. She's so dark, the lights wouldn't even help.
one of the boys said. Eden heard this and started to cry. She ran home as fast as she could and cried herself to sleep. Finally, it was the day of the big cabaret at the Apollo. Madame was feeling much better. Not 100%, but still much better. She was able to sing through her songs in rehearsal, but her big gospel number was giving her some problems.
I'm just going to have to make it work. Nothing I can do now,
Madame said to herself. Eden was so excited to be inside the Apollo. She was smiling from ear to ear all day. After their afternoon rehearsal, Madame started to get dressed. She had the beautiful purple dress with red rubies all over, a pair of gloves, and of course, a headpiece that shined like a piece of gold. Eden was in awe. Next thing she knew, it was showtime. Madame paraded out onto the stage and gave the most electrifying opening number Eden had ever seen. She sat on her stool from the wings and just watched Madame do her thing. She sang her harmonies and her oohs and ahs when she was supposed to. But for the most part, Eden was starstruck. Throughout the show, Madame drank a lot of water. A lot. But then all of a sudden, Madame's voice started to get scratchy again. Some of the notes that she would normally sing with ease became more difficult to sing. After one of her songs, Madame left the stage for a brief intermission and tried to get herself together.
Do you need anything, Madame? Tea, an apple?
No. Just a small break. I should be all right. The people are loving it. Can't you tell?
They sure are. You don't ever get nervous in front of all those people?
Nerves and excitement are the same thing. Just depend on how you look at it.
Madame struggled to say.
Come on. Let's finish this show so I can get home and lay down,
Madame said, and she shuffled out the dressing room door and onto the stage. It was time for her to sing her big gospel number. Madame grabbed the microphone, cued the piano man to start playing as she started to sing. Nothing came out but a puff of air. There was an awkward silence over the room.
Sorry, y'all. Let me try that again.
And the piano man started to play, and Madame began to sing again, and nothing came out. The audience started getting a little restless and annoyed. Eden looked at her from the wings with all the hope in her eyes that Madame would pull it together. Madame looked over at Eden and then had an unbelievable idea. She walked off stage and over to Eden and handed her the microphone.
What you giving this to me for?
You said you always wanted to do this. It's your turn.
Absolutely not, Madame. I can't go out there and sing for you. They want to hear you.
And I can't give them what they want. You hear this voice? I sound like my lungs are filled with who knows what, and I can't sing this song. You know it, and you sing it well.
I don't think I can do it. They don't want me. I don't look the part. I'm not you.
Look at me. Do you think I would put you out there if I didn't think you could do this? Even if you have to close your eyes and sing, I need you to finish out this show for me. Come on, I'll walk you out there.
And Madame grabbed Eden by the hand and walked her out to center stage. The audience applauded Madame's return.
All right, y'all. Clearly my last song was trying to take me out, but I have a sweet surprise for you. This right here is my new friend, Eden Sinclair, and she's going to sing No Ways Tired for all of you, if that's all right.
The audience grumbled a little bit underneath. Some man in the back let out a loud
Boo!
Nope. Get him out of here. At my show, we don't tolerate no disrespect.
And two big men came and dragged the man out of the building.
Madame left the stage and Eden was standing there, under the lights and in front of so many people. The piano player started playing, but Eden didn't sing. He played the intro again, and Eden stood there. Some lady in the back yelled out that they couldn't see her. Eden heard that, and tears immediately started to fill her eyes.
She ran off stage into a corner and started to cry.
What happened? What's going on?
I can't do it. Somebody already booed, and then someone said they can't even see me. It's probably because I'm too dark. I don't belong on that stage. I belong in the back,
Eden said through her tears.
Child, we can see you on the stage. You just need to step into your light. Come on. I will walk you back out there and tell you exactly where to stand. I believe in you. I need you to believe in me when I say that they will love you.
Eden wiped the tears from her eyes and let Madame walk her back on stage for a second time. She told her exactly where to stand. The lights were shining so brightly on her she could barely see who was in the audience. With a quick glance, she saw her mother sitting in the audience, grinning from ear to ear. She was shocked to see her standing there. Her mother mouthed the words, "You can do it, baby." And this made Eden feel finally at ease. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and as the piano man started playing, she started to sing. No, she really started to sing. Eden sang the house down. And the audience was loving her performance. Eden got to the end of the song, and she held out her last note for what seemed like an eternity. When she finished singing, the audience stood to their feet and applauded and screamed for her. Eden couldn't believe what just happened. Did she really just sing in front of everyone? Yes, she did. She looked over at Madame, who was smiling in the wings, and told her to take a bow. Eden turned back to the audience and bowed. She barely had a moment to catch her breath before Madame Delilah approached, her eyes shining with pride.
You have a gift, Eden,
she said warmly.
And tonight, you prove to yourself and to everyone else and to your ma that you are meant to share it.
Eden felt a lump rise in her throat, overwhelmed by the weight of those words.
Thank you for believing in me,
she whispered. Madame Delilah smiled, placing a gentle hand on her shoulder.
Now, it's time for you to start believing in yourself.
And with that, Eden knew that this performance was not the end, but the very start of a journey she was finally ready to embrace. They both went back out on stage together and bowed one final time. They ended the performance with a hug center stage as the lights dimmed. At that moment, Eden knew she belonged on that stage, no matter what anyone said, no matter the doubts she once had. This was where she was meant to be, and she had Madame Delilah Davenport to thank for her first curtain call. That was Eden's Curtain Call by Melissa Victor, the creator of Stoop Kids Stories. If you love this story, go check out Stoop Kids Stories, the podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Performed by Shawnice Alexander, Baron Bass, Rebecca Cunningham, and Mehret Marsh. Produced by Maria Wertel. Executive produced by Rebecca Cunningham. Girl Tales is a Cordelia Studios production.
Grownups, you can get access to ad-free episodes of Girl Tales, as well as a range of other shows for the kids in your life, by subscribing to Starglow Plus on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to hear me narrate the original stories of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, or Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, head to patreon.com/girltales and join Team Sunnybrook or above. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. And hey, if you loved this story, share it with a friend. Oh, and remember, I believe in you.
There's a hill and a road and a path where I know you must go. Through the sun, wind, rain, or snow. But wherever you venture, you can always come home. 'Cause I trust your heart, I trust my heart, and I trust your mind, I trust And I trust the friends. I know you will find o'er the hill and on the road. So off you go. And remember, I believe in you.
Star Glow!
Hey Grownups, have your Tailblazers always wanted to be a part of the story-making process here at Girl Tales? Here is their chance. We are officially launching the Girl Tales Club. As a club member, your Tailblazers will get exclusive invites to live virtual sessions where I will read brand new Girl Tales stories that no one has ever heard before. These will be rough drafts, so to speak, and anyone who is a Girl Tales Club member can provide us with their feedback. It might shape the final draft of the story. Plus, they'll get to meet other Tailblazers. You can also add on the Girl Tales Club starter pack. It's packed with goodies like a vintage book of fairy tales, a notebook, stickers, and more to really kickstart their storytelling journey. Sign your Tailblazer up for the Girl Tales Club for just $7 a month at patreon.com/girltales today. That's patreon.com/girltales.